I booked out a flight to Auckland, New Zealand with a 12-hour layover in Brisbane. We arrived at 7:20 in the morning and our next flight left at 7:13 in the evening. Google Air Tools told me our bags would automatically transfer to Auckland. I trusted this and planned a full day of family sightseeing in the city. Before we even left, I carefully mapped out what to see in Brisbane and researched exactly how to get from the airport to the city center. The most standard option was direct airport train to Brisbane Central Station, which cost $23 AUD. While they offered a reduced fare of $70 AUD each for 2 or more adults, and children aged 14 and under could ride for free with a pre-purchased e-ticket or paper ticket, it still felt steep. Then I uncovered a clever transport loophole. If we took the airport shuttle bus to the Skygate shopping center, hopped on the 590 bus to Toombul Station, and transferred onto a direct train to Central Station, the entire journey would cost a mere 50 cents AUD per person. Even though our children would also have to pay the 50 cents fare, the total cost for adults and 2 children would be an unbearable $2 AUD. Naturally, I decided we were taking the 50-cent route. Since we would need to eat something upon arrival, I looked for a grocery store in the city and found a large supermarket called Woolworths MacArthur Central, situated right at the corner of Queen and Edward Street. My plan was precise. After getting off at the Central Station, we would go to Woolworths to buy some food, stroll along Queen Street to visit City Hall, and then head to North Quay. From there, we would catch a free or 50-cent ferry down to the Maritime Museum's terminal, walk up to the Kangaroo Point Cliffs Lookout, and finally wander back along the Riverside Path to South Bank or South Brisbane Station. It was efficient, affordable, and beautifully organized. It should have been a perfect plan. At the Narita Airport check-in desk, the airline agent handed back our passports along with an unexpected piece of bad news. Australia enforces a strict 8-hour rule for transit passengers. Because our layover in Brisbane stretched to 12 hours, we were told we would have to collect all of our checked baggage upon landing. As I researched later, the policy is ironclad. If a layover exceeds 8 hours, passengers are legally barred from waiting in the International Transit Lounge. Instead, you are required to pass through Australian immigration, clear border force, and physically enter the country, which means you must also hold a valid visa or electronic travel authorization (ETA). Because you are entering the country, airlines cannot legally hold or automatically transfer your baggage due to Australia's incredibly strict customs and biosecurity regulations. Luckily, since my original plan was to explore Brisbane anyway, I had already secured ETAs for my entire family before leaving home. I had even successfully submitted my digital Australian Travel Declaration (ATD), though my wife and children still had to fill out the traditional paper forms. Our paperwork was in order, but our baggage was a completely different story. If I had known we were forced to reclaim our heavy bags, I would easily research the baggage storage options at Brisbane Airport from the comfort of my home. I had plenty of time to prepare. Frustration and confusion swirled in my mind. Why didn't the airline notify me of the policy beforehand? Why did the AI tools I used for planning explicitly tell me the exact opposite? There was no time left to complain. With our departure fast approaching, I had to completely shift gears and figure out how to find baggage storage the moment we hit the ground in Brisbane. Stranded at the Narita boarding gate with our departure time creeping closer, I pulled out my phone, my fingers flying across the screen as I frantically searched for a solution. My screen illuminated with a few local storage options, which I rapidly cross-referenced while keeping an eye on our boarding queue. The most seamless fix appeared right away. Self-service smart lockers located on level 1 of the Brisbane International Terminal, positioned next to the car park entrance. A large locker was listed at $20 AUD. It felt like a steep price to pay, but given our predicament, we didn't have the luxury of arguing over the cost. My search also flagged alternative, cheaper storage rates down at the Skygate, the retail precinct where we were scheduled to change buses on our way into the city. However, convenience ultimately won out over budget. If we made the trek down there only to find the Skygate lockers completely full, we would lose half our day just sorting out the logistics. To save precious time and eliminate any further gambles, I decided right there at the gate to head straight for the terminal lockers the moment we touched down. Before switching my phone to flight mode, I mapped out how to walk to the smart cart lockers after landing, so we could move efficiently the moment we cleared customs. When our plane finally touched down, the clock was already ticking. Traveling with my family meant every logistical step had to be synchronized, and my immediate priority was to rush ahead and secure at least 2 large terminal lockers before other passengers filled them up. But just as we cleared customs and stepped out into the arrival hall, a brand new, unexpected problem appeared. I pulled out my phone, eager to pull up my pre-saved directions and confirm our next move, only to greet by a hollow, static, no service icon in the top corner of the screen. The travel SIM card I carefully purchased back in Japan, the one specifically guaranteed to cover our entire journey through Australia and New Zealand, was completely dead. Standing in the middle of a bustling international terminal with no data, no maps, no way to coordinate, the excitement of landing instantly evaporated into a wave of quiet panic. Desperate for a connection, I quickly logged onto the Brisbane Airport free Wi-Fi. I fired off an urgent email to the Japanese provider, though I had no idea if or when they would reply. Seeking a faster alternative, I also pinged them through Line, the messaging app we use back home, and waited with bated breath. To my surprise, a notification flashed on my screen just a few minutes later. The support agent instructed me to send screenshots of my phone's cellular network settings. After a frantic exchange of text messages and diagnostic images, they reached an awful conclusion. My phone was fundamentally incompatible with the Australian network frequencies used by their SIM. The only silver lining they could offer was a vague hope it might still work when we reached New Zealand. I was shocked and incredibly frustrated. But with the clock hitting 10 a.m., I couldn't afford to stand around mourning my data plan. I had to make a choice, and I decided right then to explore Brisbane entirely offline. Fortunately, A wave of relief washed over me as I remembered a crucial precaution I'd taken before leaving Japan. Expecting the unexpected, I had downloaded comprehensive offline Google Maps for both Brisbane and North Island of New Zealand. We wouldn't have live internet, but at least we wouldn't be blind. With our digital safety net firmly in place, we turned our attention back to our first destination and headed out to find the terminal lockers. Just as we had planned back at the Narita gate, we managed to secure 2 large terminal lockers right on level 1. With our heavy luggage safely locked away, we were finally free. To begin our journey down to Skygate, we caught the terminal shuttle bus. Hi, now I'm at the Brisbane, Australia airport, and I'm waiting for a bus to the Skygate transfer service. So I am just waiting for a bus. It comes here every 30 minutes, so I'm waiting here for about 20 minutes. Maybe it will come soon. I have a SIM card, but in here, Australia, that SIM card didn't work. I'm very sorry about this, but I have to do without SIM card now. Okay, let me show the scenery. So this is the airport. Okay, I just moving around. This is airport. Okay. This is airport. Okay, that's it. We spent some time walking around Skygate and checking out the shops at the DFO. From there, it was time to head into the heart of the city. We hopped on the 590 bus to Toombul, where we smoothly transferred to a train that took us straight into Central Station. Once arrived, we walked down Edward Street until we reached Woolworth's MacArthur Central to grab a quick bite to eat. Refueled and energized, we strolled along Queen Street, turning right at Albert Street to marvel at Brisbane City Hall. Next, we made our way down toward the Brisbane River, walking until we hit North Quay. By this time, it was already past 2 p.m. Realizing we were running a bit late, we decided to skip the river ferry and instead crossed over the Victoria Bridge to the west shore on foot. The detour turned out to be beautiful as we walked down along the scenic riverside park at South Bank. Okay, this is Brisbane, city of Brisbane, and near South Bank. And this is the scenery, river, and there's some people are walking, and there's a ferry over there, blue and yellow. Okay, that's it. After a wonderful afternoon exploring, it was time to make the journey back. We headed into the South Bank station, caught a train back to Toombul, transferred to the 590 bus back to Skygate, and finally took the terminal shuttle right back to the airport. It was an exhausting but unforgettable day in Brisbane.